ترم 2 في برنامج الترجمة بقسم اللغة الإنجليزية. النهاردة عندنا lecture 2. Alright. We're going to talk now about sentences with more than one clause. كلمة clause يعني إيه؟ Let me read this first and then we'll explain. A clause is a group of words containing a subject and a verb. يعني ايه؟ انا عندي مجموعة كلمات لازم يكون فيها فاعل وفعل. Many sentences have more than one clause. طبعا يعني في جمل طويلة. I have more than one clause, but each clause has a subject and a verb. You need to know the subject and the verb in every clause. لازم أعرف في كل جملة فين السبجكت وفين الverb. A connector رابط is used to connect two clauses. The connector used depends on the meaning or the relation between the two clauses. الكونكتور اللي بستعمله ده يعني بيختلف، وده بيعتمد على المعنى أو العلاقة اللي بين التو clauses. Number 6 انتوا عارفين يعني there are a number of skills that we do each time we meet. يعني this is skill number 6. In your book, you're going to find that this is skill number 6. طيب. Use coordinate connectors correctly. يعني ايه بقى coordinate connectors؟ انتوا عارفين احنا قلنا every clause has a subject and a verb. And the clause that has a subject and a verb and has a meaning ليها كده معنى لوحدها دي بنقول عليها simple clause أو simple sentence. The connector chosen depends on the relation. بيعتمد على العلاقة between the two clauses. The connector may express addition إضافة, contradiction التعارض أو التضاد, or result أو نتيجة. Before the connector which introduces the second clause a comma is used. بصوا طبعا انتوا عارفين الكوما والفول ستوب وكده. طيب all this is called punctuation. علامات الترقيم. Punctuation in English is very important because sometimes it can change the meaning of sentences or the meaning of a whole passage. طيب تعالوا نبص على الجمل دي. Nadia is cooking and Ahmed is cleaning. طيب أنا عندي Nadia is cooking. Nadia is cooking. This is Nadia subject is cooking verb. Ahmed is cleaning برضو. Ahmed subject and is cleaning is a verb. طيب. And you have the connector. Before the connector you have a comma. This is very important. ليه هنا بس بختار and؟ لأن أنا بضيف. نادية بتطبخ وأحمد بينظف. طيب. لكن لما أقول نادية is short but أحمد is tall. خدوا بالكم. نادية is the subject. is ده إيه؟ الفعل. It's the verb. Short, this is the complement of the verb. What completes the verb. اللي بيكمل الفعل. لأن is ده ملهوش معنى. وقلت لكم قبل كده في المحاضرة الأولى إن يعني في الإنجليزي مفيش حاجة اسمها جملة اسمية. يعني ما أعرفش أقول نادية short. لا. زي ما بنقول يعني أو معنى الجملة دي نادية short يعني نادية قصيرة. أحمد طويل. لكن لازم يبقى فيه فعل is واللي جاي بعد verb to be is the complement. The complement دي جاية من كلمة complete اللي بيكمل الفعل. طيب نادية. طيب أنا ليه هنا اخترت but؟ لأن there is contradiction في تعارض. لو كان نادية is short and أحمد is short too هقول and بضيف. لكن هنا لما يبقى في تعارض بستعمل but. نادية is short but أحمد is tall. طيب Nadia must go to the bank or Ahmed will do it. هنا في بديل. نادية هتروح البنك يا إما أحمد هو اللي هيروح. Nadia shouted, so Ahmed left. So دي بتعبر عن إيه؟ This is a result, an effect. بقول so. Nadia shouted, النتيجة دي أحمد left. So أحمد left. طيب. أحمد is upset. زعلان. Yet ومع هذا برضو تعارض. He will come back. طيب. Coordinate connectors are and, but, or, so, and yet. خدوا بالكم ان ال coordinate connectors انا بستعملهم مع ايه؟ بستعملهم to connect two sentences that can stand alone. يعني ايه؟ يعني انا ممكن اقول نادية is cooking, احمد is cleaning. نادية is short, احمد is tall. نادية shouted, احمد left. طيب وبستعمل الرابط ده to connect two simple sentences. كل واحدة منهم لوحدها ممكن يبقى ليها معنى. بقول الكلام ده ليه؟ Because we are going to have clauses that may not have a meaning by themselves. ممكن يبقى عندنا بعد كده clauses هنشوفها دلوقتي مش شرط ان يبقى ليهم معنى لوحدهم. They depend on something else to give them meaning. معلش سي دي المفروض انها later ناقصه اي. طيب عندي then, so, later, next. طيب here I need a connector. Only one of those is a connector اللي هي ايه؟ B. So it rained heavily. So نتيجة the electricity went out. طيب تعالوا بقى نعمل exercise 6 on this skill. Each sentence contains more than one clause. Underline the subject once and the verbs twice. Circle the connector and indicate if the sentence is correct or incorrect. انتوا عارفين في الكتاب يعني you have in each exercise you have 10 items, 10 sentences. But in this televised part we only do 5 sentences. In your book you have the exercises and at the end of every unit you have the answer key اللي بيشرح ليه ده صح وليه ده غلط. طيب تعالوا نشوف أول واحدة. يعني the first 2 sentences are done for you. The application should be filled for all courses and culture مادة الثقافة اللي بتاخدوها is a course. طيب فين السبجكت والverb في الجمل دي؟ طيب the application, that's the subject, should be filled, this is the verb. For all courses لو انتوا فاكرين من المحاضرة الأولى ده اللي قلنا عليهم ايه prepositional phrases. And culture أنا بضيف أهو I have a coordinate connector and بضيف. And culture is a course. Culture subject is verb a course. طبعا دي تكملة verb to be لأن ملوش معنى لوحده كما لو كانت جملة اسمية يعني. طيب number 2 dark clouds subject fill the sky. fill هي الفعل. but no rain is expected. ناقص كلمة معلش. but no rain is expected. طيب no rain دي على فكرة هي بحالها كده السبجكت اللي ناقصة كلمة rain هنا. is expected, this is the verb. طيب نشوف نمرة 3. he is trying to buy a car. he subject is trying verb. he is trying to buy a car. he has been looking for one for 3 weeks. أقول إيه؟ الجملة دي صح ولا غلط؟ أنا عندي أهو he who is trying, this is one clause. وبعدين he has been looking for one يعني for a car for 3 weeks. الجملة دي ناقصة إيه؟ دي ناقصة connector. فممكن أقول إيه؟ ممكن أقول حاجتين. He is trying to buy a car so he has been looking. النتيجة بقى يا إما أقول and. الاتنين ينفعوا. ممكن إضافة وممكن result. So the book was out of print. I had to photocopy it. طبعا so هي الكونكتور. The connector comes to connect after the first clause to connect it to another clause. فهقول إيه؟ The book was out of print, comma, so I had to photocopy it. طيب يبقى الجملة دي برضو كانت غلط. The professor will give a written exam or she may ask for a term paper. يا إما هتطلب، يا إما هتدي امتحان مكتوب، يا إما هتطلب بحث a term paper. طيب أنا عندي هنا بتكلم على بديلين، يا كذا يا كذا، يبقى or هي الكونكتور الصح. يبقى جملة 5 دي نمرة 5 هي اللي صح. طيب تعالوا نشوف skill number 7. طيب adverb time and cause connectors. طيب أنا هنا عندي clauses، هتكلم هنا على clauses which are adverb clauses. إيه ال adverb clauses دي بقى؟ Of time and of cause. طيب adverb time clauses answer the question when. يعني لو أنا عندي جملة and the clause answers the question when يبقى دي an adverb time clause. لو عندي clause that answers the question why يبقى this is an adverb cause clause. right? طيب تعالوا نشوف الجمل دي. The lecture started before I arrived. يبقى before I arrived دي ايه؟ مش أنا the lecture started ادي clause. Before I arrived دي another clause وعندي before. طيب ينفع إن أنا أقول before I arrived وتبقى لوحدها؟ تنفع يعني تدي معنى؟ لا. فهنا أنا بقول إن أنا عندي a clause which is the main clause، الكلوز الرئيسية، و before I arrived دي الكلوز اللي بنقول عليها احنا بنقول main و subordinate أو بنقول dependent بتعتمد على نفسها سوري ما بتعتمدش على نفسها and independent بتعتمد على نفسها. طيب the lecture started دي independent، لكن ما ينفعش أقول before I arrived. Before I arrived is a dependent clause. dependent يعني بتعتمد على إيه؟ على الكلوز اللي قبلها عشان يبقى ليها معنى. طيب الcause I missed the lecture because I was late. يبقى because I was late this is a clause that answers the question why. Why did you miss the lecture? Because I was late. When did the lecture start? Before I arrived. طيب this is one pattern of adverb clauses in English. لأن عندنا adverb clauses كتير قوي. The clause which is introduced with the connector is the adverb clause اللي هي before I arrived أو because I was late. If it comes in the middle of the sentence we do not use a comma زي اللي عندنا دول. مفيش comma. The other pattern is when it comes at the beginning of the sentence with a ممكن في الإنجليزي and in this case we use a comma after the adverb clause. ليه؟ لأن ال adverb clause is not the main clause, is not the independent clause، ما هياش الجملة المستقلة. يعني لو أنا قلت مثلا because I was late I missed the lecture. because I was late دي خارج عن الكلام الأساسي اللي عندي I missed the lecture. يبقى لما هقول الكلاوز دي في الأول لازم أفصلها بكما عن الكلاوز الأساسية. يبقى before I arrived, comma, the lecture started. Because I was late, I missed, comma برضو I missed the lecture. طيب ايه ال adverb time connectors؟ كل الحاجات دي refer to time. يعني لو قلت after, as soon as, once, when, as, before, since, whenever, as long as, by the time, until, while، كل الكلمات دي are adverb of time connectors, right؟ مش بس when. طيب adverb cause connectors as، عارفين ان ساعات نستعمل as بمعنى because. لما اقول مثلا I missed the lecture as I was late. as بنفس معنى because. كل دول بنفس معنى because ممكن استعملهم. as و now that because since و in as much as. Alright? These are adverb cause connectors. طيب نعمل مع بعض exercise 7. Each sentence contains more than one clause. Underline the subjects once and the verbs twice. Circle the connectors هنقولها and indicate if the sentence is correct ناقصة is or incorrect. طيب أول واحدة معمولة هي is correct. Since school finished an hour ago. Since هنا بمعنى because. Since school finished an hour ago, comma, children still at school اللي موجودين في المدرسة need to be picked up. لازم حد ياخدهم. طيب ال adverb clause هي ايه؟ Since school finished an hour ago. Because school finished an hour ago. دي جت في الأول الجملة يبقى هيبقى فيه comma. طيب نشوف الجملة اللي بعد كده اللي المفروض إنها غلط أهي. Their families were investigated. اتحقق مع عائلتهم. Before were admitted to the أو investigated هنا يعني مش اتحقق معاهم، يعني حصل بحث عنهم يعني. Their families were investigated before were admitted to their jobs. طيب their families were investigated طبعا ادي it's a clause فيها فاعل وفيها فاعل. طيب before ده الكونكتور were admitted to their jobs. There is something missing here. هما مين دول اللي were admitted؟ أكيد لازم أحط they. Before they were admitted to their jobs قبل ما يدوهم الوظائف بتاعتهم. The soil is prepared. That the seeds are thrown. طيب أنا أولا الجملة دي غلط. نشوفها طيب غلط ليه. The soil is prepared وعندي كوما. The seeds are thrown بيبذروا الحبوب بتتبذر يعني. طيب ما دام في كوما يبقى الجملة اللي في الأول دي هي إيه؟ أو الكلوز اللي في الأول دي هي إيه؟ The dependent clause. اللي ناقصة إيه؟ اللي ناقصة connector. طيب تفتكروا إيه بقى يعني الكونكتور هيبقى هنا؟ هو مش بيحصل الأول إن هما الأرض تعد وبعدين يبذروا الحبوب؟ يبقى إيه؟ After the soil is prepared, the seeds are thrown. طبعا لو كانت after the soil is prepared جت في الآخر ما كانش هيبقى عندي comma. كنت هقول the seeds are thrown after the soil is prepared. طيب. People are becoming more and more alarmed, منزعجين, about robberies whenever, في أي وقت. Robberies occur in the neighborhood. لما في أي وقت بتحصل فيه سرقات في المنطقة. People are becoming والتكملة بتاعتها بكمل adjectives وبكمل about robberies. about دي طبعا prepositional phrase وكده، لكن برجع أقول whenever robberies أدي robberies subject تاني occur verb in the neighborhood. طيب whenever هي الرابط والجملة صح وما عنديش كوما لأن الادverb clause جت في آخر الجملة. طيب we can start the lecture now that it is 1:05. Now that يعني because it is 1:05. طيب لو كنت قلت now that it is 1:05 يبقى لازم أحط كوما. We can start the lecture. Alright. طيب نشوف 8. Other adverb connectors. طيب the adverb clauses are not only cause and time. There is place, there is manner, there is condition, there is contrast. ودي بتبتدي برضو يعني these show أو these connectors show the relationship between the two parts of the sentence. The relationship بتبقى الحاجات دي بقى يعني contrast ولا condition ولا manner ولا whatever. تعالوا نقرا كده. Besides time and place, the adverb connectors also express a number of other ideas. مش انتوا عارفين ان احنا بنقول ظرف الزمان؟ احنا عندنا ظرف الزمان وظرف المكان. لا، في حاجات الظرف ده بقى اللي هو الادفيرب، في حاجات تانية كتير. Adverb connectors also express a number of other ideas, such as contrast, condition. انتوا خدتوا اكيد بتفتكروا دي دايما حاجه اسمها الconditional sentences الشرط. manner and place. طيب besides بصوا اللي فوق دي besides time and cause اللي هم خدناهم في الثانيه. في بقى برضو manner and place. دي غلطه معلش. All adverb clauses have the same pattern. نفس التركيبه دي as time and cause clauses. يعني if the adverb comes at the beginning of the sentence there is a comma in the middle. If it comes in the middle of the sentence there is no comma. يعني هقول ايه؟ although I was late. ده contrast. although I was late مع اني كنت متأخر. I attended the meeting. الادفيرب clause جت في الاول لانها مش الاساس بقى فيه كوما. اذا جت في الوسط no comma. I attended the meeting although I was late. Alright? طيب نشوف المثال ده. You will pass the exam. You will pass the exam. ادي عندي اهو جملة من فاعل وفاعل ومفعول كمان. You will pass the exam provided. Provided يعني on condition بشرط. طيب provided is a connector يبقى لازم يجي وراها ايه؟ فاعل وفعل. طيب أنا عندي studying وstudy وto study وyou study. You is a subject and study is a verb. يبقى هي دي بس اللي تنفع. In this sentence, provided is a condition adverb connector. رابط للشرط. It should be followed by a subject and a verb, and D is the only choice that has a subject and a verb which completes the adverb clause. The following chart table كده. طبعا table انتوا عندكم في الكتاب it is a table، لكن هنا it's not a table، يعني it's written in red and that's it. The following chart lists the adverb connectors of condition, contrast, manner, and place. Remember that the adverb clause is separated by a comma if it comes at the beginning, and a comma is not used if it comes in the middle. With contrast sentences، لكن مع ال contrast sentences يعني لما أقول although أو حاجات تانية، with contrast sentences a comma is used in both patterns. سواء ال adverb clause of contrast جت في أول جملة أو في الوسط، there is always a comma. طيب condition، adverb clauses of condition، بقول if و in case provided providing و unless and whether. contrast بقول although و even though و though while whereas. في الكونتراست جملة الادفيرب أو the adverb clause جت في الأول جت في الآخر، there is always a comma to separate it from the independent clause in our sentence. طيب manner بقول as و in that place where أو wherever. Note, a comma is often used in the middle of the sentence with a contrast connector. ما ننساش ده. يعني ما أقول the Smith family arrived at 2 while the Jones family، ده while هنا خدوا بالكم and while يعني ما أقول مثلا she was studying while I was reading. while I was reading هتبقى time connected while، لكن هنا بقول يعني دول وصلوا بدري whereas أو while بنفس المعنى. whereas أو while the Jones family arrived an hour later. but while هنا معناها تضاد. alright. طيب نعمل exercise 8 مع بعض. Each of the following sentences contains more than one clause. Underline the subject once and the verb twice. Circle the connectors and indicate if the sentence is correct or incorrect. Type. You cannot get the job. You cannot get فعل وفعل if you have no experience. If is a condition connector you subject to have verb. الجملة دي صح. طيب the captain gave strict orders. أعطى أوامر مشددة. The sailors did not obey. طبعا الجملة دي مفيش فيها connect. طيب ايه العلاقة بين الجملتين؟ ده ادى أوامر مشددة قائد السفينة، the sailors البحارة ما قطعوش، لم يطيعوا هذه الأوامر. فده إيه؟ أكيد ده contrast. هقول the captain gave strict orders although the sailors did not obey. Right. No one is admitted to the program unless one the requirement. Right. No one the subject is admitted بالفعل to the program unless the condition, unless one the requirement. one يعني الواحد يعني بني آدم، unless the person the requirement. طيب فين الفعل؟ here we have a verb missing. فهقول مثلا unless one meets the requirement. دايما الفعل اللي بيستعمل مع requirement يعني يفي بالمتطلبات يبقى meet to meet the requirement. مفيش هنا فعل unless one meets the requirement. وبرده لو اتحطت في الأول هقول unless one meets the requirement, no one is admitted to the program. طيب. While most passengers came on time, some were delayed because of the traffic. طيب while هنا دي يعني is it time or contrast? It's contrast. While most passengers came on time, طبعا some passengers some هتبقى الفاعل were delayed الفعل because of the traffic. وبرضو لأن دي contrast جت في الأول جت في الآخر there is always comma. I will take you wherever need to go. طيب wherever دي a place connected. Where will you take me? فهقول wherever need to go. Need wherever need هو مين ده اللي need يبقى هو here is يعني a subject is missing. I will take you wherever you need to go. Alright. طيب تعالوا نشوف السلايد اللي جاية. More sentences with more than one clause. طيب a clause is an adverb. It functions as an adverb. هو الادفيرب ده بيعمل ايه؟ طيب the adverb adds to the verb. It qualifies بتوصف الفعل. طيب ايه الفرق بين الادفيرب والادجكتيف؟ the adverb qualifies تصف a verb while the adjective qualifies a noun. يبقى أنا بقول يعني لو حاجة بتضيف للفعل it's an adverb clause. بتضيف لاسم it's an adjective clause. It is a noun clause if it functions as a noun. لو كانت الكلاوز بتعمل كاسم يبقى هقول عليها noun clause. يبقى أنا عندي adjective clause, adverb clause and noun clause. طيب الnoun clause الnoun ده بيبقى إيه عندي؟ الnoun يا إما بيبقى subject يا إما بيبقى object يا إما زي ما عرفنا في المحاضرة الأولانية لما بيبقى عندي prepositional phrase بيبقى noun object of the preposition. طيب ممكن الnoun يبقى كلمة وممكن يبقى phrase يعني مجموعة كلمات من غير فعل ولا فاعل وممكن يبقى clause. alright. طيب a noun, an adverb or an adjective can be just one word, a group of words without a subject or a verb اللي بنقول عليها phrase, or a group of words with a subject and a verb اللي بنقول عليها clause. نيجي بقى للnoun clauses and noun clause connectors. دايما في connector. طيب a noun أنا لسه قايله لكم الكلام ده قبل السلايد. A noun is either a subject or an object of the preposition. A noun clause is a clause that functions as a noun. يعني ممكن بدل ما يبقى عندي كلمة واحدة ممكن يبقى عندي clause. السبجكت بدل ما يبقى كلمة ممكن يبقى phrase وممكن يبقى clause والobject نفس الحكاية. تعالوا نشوف. A noun clause is a clause that functions as a noun. بيشتغل شغلته بيؤدي وظيفة الnoun. It is therefore either a subject, an object, or an object of a preposition. يعني لو قلت مثلا I know where he lives. I subject no verb. He subject lives verb. وعندي where هي الكونكتور. طيب لو انا بقول I know، افرضوا ان انا بقول I know دي address، مش دي address دي هتبقى العنوان، مش دي address دي هتبقى object. طيب بدال الأوبجكت اللي هو كلمة واحدة أنا قلت I know where he lives، يبقى where he lives دي على بعضها this is an object right. فلأنها clause هقول it's a noun clause object. I am not concerned مش مهتمة about where he lives. طيب مش about دي is a preposition، يبقى where he lives. ما أنا ممكن برضه أقول I am not concerned about him، مش him دي هتبقى object of the preposition بدلها، أو I'm not concerned about the address بدلها أنا حطيت where he lives connector subject he lives verb. يبقى where he lives the noun clause and it is the object of the preposition. Where he lives is not important. طيب where he lives على بعضها كده دي الفاعل بتاع الفعل اللي هو is والتكملة بتاعته not important. يبقى the noun clause here in this sentence اللي هي where he lives it's the subject. يبقى where he lives is not important. زي بالظبط ما كنت هقول the address is not important. the address كلمة واحدة، لكن where he lives دي clause لكن هي برضو subject زي the address. يبقى هقول where he lives is a noun clause and it is a subject. Where changes the clause he lives into a noun clause that occupies the position of either an object or an object of a preposition or a subject. where he lives دي مرة استعملتها كفعل ومرة استعملتها كأوبجكت. where he lives is not important أنا هنا استعملتها كفاعل. I don't know where he lives استعملتها هنا كمفعول. و I'm not concerned about where he lives. about is a preposition يبقى where he lives is object of a preposition. طيب do not confuse متلخبطوش clause connectors common to both noun and adverb clauses. يعني ما نلخبطش الكونكتورز اللي هي ممكن نلاقيها في adverb clause زي where و when وممكن نلاقيها في noun clause. هنا يعني أنا بشوف الكلاوز دي محطوطة في مكان إيه؟ لأن ممكن برضو نفس الكلمات دول where و when ممكن استعملهم في adjective clauses وهنشوف لما نتكلم عن adjective clauses. يعني لو أنا بقول مثلا this is the house where he lives. طيب مش where he lives دي بتوصف كلمة house اللي هي noun يبقى هقول it's an adjective clause. أنا بشوف الوظيفة اللي بتؤديها الكلوز دي. إذا كانت noun هتبقى noun، إذا كانت adjective هتبقى adjective، إذا كانت adverb هتبقى adverb. طيب always consider the position of the clause. اخد بالي من مكان الكلوز whether it occupies the position of a noun in the sentence or the position of an adverb adding to or qualifying the verb. لأن يعني the adverb adds to or qualifies the verb أو إذا كانت noun. طيب إيه بقى noun clause connectors؟ اللي هي what when where كل دي connectors. why how whatever whenever whether if وذات. طيب noun clause as object. لما هقول I know subject and verb. What you did. What is the noun connector? You subject, this verb. طيب noun clause as subject. What you did was wrong. Alright? يبقى what you did this subject بتاعت was wrong. و I know الobject بتاعها what you did. Alright? طيب نعمل مع بعض exercise 9. برضو هنعمل نفس الحكاية. Underline the subject and the verb. طيب when the election starts depends on security measures. when يعني موعد امتى الانتخابات تبتدي بيعتمد على الإجراءات الأمنية. right? يبقى when the election starts ادي the election فاعل والstart فاعل. كل دول بقى الفاعل بتاع الفعل ده اللي هو depends on security measures. فالجملة دي صح. The book how sentences are structured. The book فين الفعل؟ We don't have a verb. ممكن أقول the book explains فهيبقى عندي the book ها و explains فعل و how sentences are structured. sentences و are structured ادي فعل وفعل. how sentences are structured هتبقى المفعول بتاعها يعني هيبقى عندي هنا noun clause object. طبعا في الكتاب انتوا عندكم الحاجات دي مشروحه في الكي في الكي answer. The captain will decide. The captain اهو الفاعل will decide هيقرر if the player is included in the team. اذا كان اللاعب ده هيضموه للفريق. طيب مش انا هنا بقول what will the captain decide؟ يبقى الإجابة هتبقى إيه؟ object مفهوم. The captain will decide فعل وفعل أهو if the player is included in the team. دي الأوبجكت اللي هو هنا بدل ما يبقى كلمة ولا phrase ولا بتاع هو هنا clause. It's the correct sentence. She refused to submit تقدم a complaint شكوى could not be understood by her boss. She refused to submit a complaint. مش ده هنا عندي she refused فعل وفعل. طيب وفي كمان مفعول اللي هو a complaint could not be understood. كل ده مفروض السبجكت بتاع could not be understood بس ناقص حاجة I don't have a connector. a noun clause connector. فممكن أقول إيه؟ why she refused to submit a complaint. ليه هي رفضت تقدم شكوى ماله بقى could not be understood by her boss. دي حاجة ما فهمهاش رئيسها في العمل. talked about how we should write the paper. طيب أنا عندي about وجاي بعديها how we should write the paper. noun clause أهي دي طبعا is the object of the preposition about. لكن أنا عندي talk ما فيش معاها subject. فممكن أقول إيه he talked about how we should write the paper. alright he, subject, talk, verb, about, preposition, والclause اللي جايه دي الnoun clause اللي جايه دي كلها is the object of the preposition. طيب نشوف آخر حاجة في الإكسرسايز أو آخر حاجة في الموضوع ده. A noun clause connector can be a subject. يعني إيه بقى؟ إن الكونكتور نفسه ممكن هو يبقى subject. تعالوا نشوف الجمل دي كده. طيب a noun clause connector can also be the subject in the noun clause. يعني لما أقول مثلا I know what happened. I know subject verb. What happened برضه subject verb. What هنا اللي هي connector. It's a connector and a subject. I know what happened. طيب I care about what happened. نفس الحكاية. What is a connector and it is a subject as well. The word what is the connector that joins the two clauses, and it is the subject of the noun clause, which is object of the preposition. What happened must be revealed. طيب must be revealed دي الفعل. يبقى أنا عايزة subject. السبجكت بتاع الفعل ده اللي هو must be revealed. what happened لازم يبقى عندي اهو happened is a verb. يبقى what غير انه connector it is the subject of الclause دي اللي هي what happened. What is the subject of the noun clause which is the subject of the verb. يعني what happened دي clause it is the subject of the verb must be read. Each sentence contains more than one clause. Underline the subject once and the verb يعني هنحللها زي ما بنحللها كده. وindicate if the sentences are correct or incorrect. The job applicant ده مفروض الفاعل subject was able to reply to whatever was asked. To reply to whatever was asked. يجاوب على whatever was asked. طيب whatever is subject and connector and was asked is the verb. وكلها الclause دي whatever was asked the object of the preposition too. She should find out what the cheapest laptop is. What the cheapest laptop مش دي كلها يعني what هنا هي السبجكت. طب فين الفعل؟ ممكن أقول مثلا she should find out what the cheapest laptop is. إيه أرخص لابتوب؟ فطبعا الجملة غلط لأن مش ناقصة الnoun clause what the cheapest laptop إيه ناقصة فعل. The students were upset about طيب the students were upset أهي خلاص فعل وفعل. About the preposition. About what was added to the exam. طيب what was added ادي what هي connector و subject was added الفعل to the exam to preposition the exam object of the preposition. يبقى الجملة دي صح. whoever wants to go on the trip يبقى whoever هي subject وال connector. wants to go هي الفعل. on the trip دي prepositional phrase كده. during the weekend برضو during the preposition the weekend object of the preposition. paying at the office. paying دي ما هياش فعل whoever wants to go on the trip during the weekend, paying at the office. لازم أقول إيه؟ should pay at the office. فعلا تبقى should pay at the office. Alright? طيب. The lady was unable to know. The lady was unable to know. طيب تعرف إيه بقى؟ Who she had stolen her money. Who she had stolen ولا who had stolen her money؟ لأن who هنا هي السبجكت. The lady was unable to know مين اللي سرق فلوسها. She was unable to know who had stolen her money. Who subject and connector. Had stolen verb. Her money object. لكن she دي ملهاش لزوم هنا ملهاش معنى كمان. Who هي السبجect. Alright? طيب. This is the end of lecture 2. Grammar 1. Thank you very much and we meet next time.